Glory be to you, glory be to you. Thank you, apples, for your beauty. Thank you for all your goodness. Thank you for, thank you for. La-di-da-da-da-dee, dum-dee-dum-dee-dum-dum-dee-dum. Hi all my gorgeous friends. I said I'd make this apple video, and I'm standing here by our apple trees, and it's late October, and I've been waiting for some sun to shine on the apples. But the sun won't shine that much now. It's been raining a lot and it's been very grey. But before we pick them, I just want to tell you about this apple tree, which we planted about, let's see, it's probably about 18 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. We planted 10 of these apple trees, and it's an apple called Jonagold. I'll just get an apple. And I think it's probably the most beautiful apple that exists. Let's look at it close up here. Here comes the sun. It is just such a gorgeous apple. And let's have a bite. It tastes almost like peaches. And here comes the sun. This is a gorgeous apple, and what I love about it, I love everything about it. It is a mixture between the apple called Golden Delicious and Jonathan, two apples that they've bred together. And I can say that usually it's not so red. It's because we've had huge amounts of sun and it's made them so red. Usually they're quite, they're more, usually they look more like, no, this has got a bit of a problem here. They're more like that, and they do get this funny thing on them, but it doesn't matter. And what's beautiful about it, it is so tasty. It is crisp, it is sweet, and you can use it for cooking, you can use it for eating. And here comes the best, it keeps till May. So we start eating it in maybe the beginning of, maybe already late September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So for nearly 8 months you can have this as a fresh fruit. And we pick it and just let it have a bit of frost, because that makes it even better tasting, and also will make it keep better, I think. And we put it cool, so into our cellar, which is about, well, it's very cold. It's about 4 or 5 degrees, and there it will keep till May. So that is just so special, because often edible apples like this won't keep that long. So if you're ever looking to find a good apple tree and you're in a cool climate, this is just the most beautiful apple. And I told you before too that in the other apple video, that when you plant the dwarf trees, which are very popular, they make small trees, but they're not very hardy. and we found that these we actually had made. Actually, we found this apple in an old orchard, and we thought it was so beautiful, so we took some little stalk, just some little branches, we cut off, and we took them to a nursery, and we asked the man there to graft them onto wild roots, so a wild apple tree, or what they use to make the old-fashioned apple tree. So he made 10 for us, and some of them have been eaten by the sheep. And as soon as the sheep take some of the bark off, they quickly get sick. So, but luckily some of them survived, and they're doing much, much better than the dwarf trees. So, and one of the huge problems we had, and we still have here, but it's not so bad anymore, is water voles. And it's a little rat-like animal living in the ground, and they love the roots of apples and all the family of the apple, which is also roses. And I got really desperate because many times we planted a fruit tree that was even expensive, and the water voles would just eat the whole thing, so you could pick the tree up out of the ground and it looked like a pencil that had just been sharpened. They'd just taken the whole root and just eaten all they could eat. And I was really desperate because I thought this can't be right. And our neighbour, who was not always very kind, he's told us when we were planting all these thousands of trees, he said, his comment was, he couldn't understand we were planting all these trees. He said, trees don't grow here, but they do. And how did we solve this problem? Well, finally, it took many, many years. Only recently have I realized that garlic, they hate garlic. Water voles hate garlic. So if you're planting a new tree, you just stick garlic, little cloves of garlic into the ground and make sure that they're in the right way so they grow up. And they just the garlic grows there and will actually multiply. And you just have to make sure every year when you plant the tree to make sure that there's not grass, that it's quite clear, so just clear soil around the tree. And don't put too much mulch, because if there's a lot of mulch, the water voles love that too. But even if you have put mulch around it, as long as you have the garlic growing, they'll stay away. So that is so effective. So anyway, this was this beautiful apple, and praise the Lord for apples. So see you, my friend. Beautiful, beautiful apples. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. And here they're picked. I'm going to stand here by the house till it gets really cold, and then they go down into the cellar. Beautiful.